Thank you, Sister, very much. I think that I know you have recognized Sister very many times, but I think she deserves another round of applause for this. And Loretta, you've had quite a journey, and you will continue to have quite a journey, and this facility is going to be a home to a lot of other people to have a journey and to have the health care that they need and have assistance that they need. But I think Loretta deserves another round of applause also, don't you? You know, I know it's cold outside, but I feel pretty warm in here because of the care, the dedication, and the love that people have for each other, for the community, for the city of Philadelphia, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We could not be here, though, without the work that Sister and everybody that she has so easily talked to, maybe a little more firmly, a little more convincingly, but with a vision of where we need to go. I was struck driving down here, and I'm off notes, off script here, to think about if you go back 1961, on the steps outside the Capitol, President Kennedy spoke the famous words, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." Well, we could translate that to state or to city, and that's exactly what we see happening here today, and happening, frankly, all over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but I can't think of a better example than what Sister has done in looking at what the community needed, what the country needed, and going around and talking to people, convincing people that this is the right thing to do for the community, for the city, for our state and our country. So I think we can really say that what you have here has embraced those words from, I think, if I do my math right, 52 years ago, and understand that we do have an obligation to help those who can't help themselves. And there are many different ways that we can go about that, and there can be great debate, and I know in the General Assembly there's great debate on that. But that's the beauty of this country, to be able to debate it. But in the long term, we have to be able to take a look at where we are going and how we help the different individuals. And I'm glad that as a state, we're able to participate in that and not look at having the state or the federal government do everything, because the requests and the needs are many all across the country, all across the state. But when we all work together, and for those of you in business, we kind of use the word leverage. When we leverage the different interests that we have, the different abilities that we have, but with a common vision that we need to improve a community, you get projects such as this. When we talk about health care, we talk about drug treatment, we all know it's needed. But how do we finance that in the long term? But all coming together and leveraging, everybody contributing a little bit, stimulating somebody else, challenging somebody else to get involved in it. From the banks to the businesses to the tax credits to using state tax dollars. One of the ladies, and I forget now which one, when I came up said, "Thank me for giving them the money. It's not my money." Okay? It is your money. It is the taxpayers' money. And I think that's one of the reasons we kind of looked at the program that I inherited and said, we have to see how that money's being used and where's the return on investment. And is there a return on investment in this one? Since you're here, sister, you're darn right. Okay? The return, though, isn't just in dollars. It's in health care. It's in housing. It's in treatment and helping people get jobs. It really is that warm feeling, even though it's a cold day. That's the return. But yes, I can go back and say to the legislature why we invested these monies, and the legislators all come in with very good ideas. We've got to use those dollars to the best that we possibly can. A lot of projects are meritorious, but we are continuing to look for where do we get the biggest return on the investment. Well, I couldn't think of a better example than this. When I know a small investment from the state, I hate to say $3 million is small, or all the other money that we came in through PFHA. But it is compared to some of the generosity of many of you here, whether you be businesses, hospitals, or individuals. because we were able to come together as that community, as Pennsylvania, as Philadelphia, and the city of brotherly love, and look to the future. Take what was an area that obviously needed help and continues to need help, and look to the future so that when we're all passed on to another location, those who are here are going to be able to say, in 2013 and 2014, and Sister, you started 25 years ago, if I remember correctly, and starting 25 years ago, those people who lived in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania understood what we need, and they're giving it to us better than they found it, and they will do the same thing for the next generation. So thank you for allowing me to speak to you for a few minutes.
Thank you, Governor Corbett, and we share that vision of providing meaningful opportunities for people that were once living on the streets or that are homeless, who are now taxpayers, voters, and active participants in creating the future for many more today. It's also my distinct pleasure to welcome Mayor Nutter. The city has been a key player in this development as well. The Department of Recreation, and Mike DeBerdinis is with us today. We extend a warm welcome to the Department of Recreation, who is spearheading the older adult centers development. The Department of Commerce, through the economic tax credit, developing economic opportunities in our community. The Health Department, and the Pennsylvania Redevelopment Authority, and Brian Abernathy is here with us. All those different city agencies have played a key role in making this project possible, and the city's generosity in donating the entire city block, which will now become the Stephen Klein Wellness Center and the Older Adult Center. So it is my pleasure and distinct honor to welcome Mayor Michael Nutter.
Good morning, everyone, and Sister Mary, thank you very, very much, and much as the governor did, and this might happen a couple times, but I think you're kind of used to this. Can we please give Sister Mary another big, big round of applause? Governor Corbett, thank you for being here, and certainly at least equally important, thank you for the investment in this Stephen Klein Wellness Center and all that's going to happen here. Council President Darrell Clark is not only, of course, the Council President, but the councilman for the 5th District. Can we please give both of them a big, big round of applause? State Representative Curtis Thomas is here because he's sitting right in front of me, so I know he's here. I came in through the circuitous route. There may be other elected officials in the, normally we would say in the House. I think today we're saying in the tent. But if there are other elected officials here, certainly thank you and commend you for your work as well. PHA's President Kelvin Jeremiah. Kelvin, thank you for your work in the community. And Sister Mary mentioned a couple of the city folks, but they bear repeating. Mike DeBerdinis is our Deputy Mayor for Environmental and Community Resources. Sue Slauson is the First Deputy Commissioner for Recreation. Dr. Don Schwartz, Deputy Mayor for Health and Opportunity, and also the Health Commissioner for the City of Philadelphia. John Grady, President of PIDC. Thomas Story, the Director of Ambulatory Health Services for the Philadelphia Health Department. Brian Abernathy was mentioned as the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Redevelopment Authority. They and many others are contributors to this wonderful announcement today. But these kinds of projects, of course, the city can't do by ourselves. And I know the governor was talking about public-private partnerships, and there are many. Just to name a few. Joan Dawson McCannon, co-founder of Project Home. Stephen Klein, President and CEO, founder of the Klein Company. And today, I try to do this most of the time. Sometimes I get it reversed. But today, I'm going to start with Leigh Middleton, and we'll give a little shout out to John. But Leigh, thank you so very much. John and Leigh Middleton, what a great, great family. the work they do, and all of our other funders. There are so many things that we need to do. There is so much need. And often, of course, unfortunately, governments can't do it all by ourselves. And so I want to thank all of you for making this day possible. Of course, it is one of the colder days, but you know, in the months to come, there are a whole bunch of people who are going to be in a much warmer personal circumstance as a result of us standing out here, even though it's a pretty nice tent, to make this wellness center happen. We're going to revitalize the economy of this community, and that's important as well. 54 jobs will be created from the wellness center's construction, 58 permanent jobs anticipated from the development of the wellness center. We like jobs. Somebody's working. In addition to the economic boost, of course, the Stephen Klein Wellness Center will provide accessible health care by expanding existing services, including dental and physical therapy, a pharmacy, and a YMCA-managed fitness facility for the residents right here in Strawberry Mansion. Philadelphia, unfortunately, has the highest poverty rate of the 10 largest cities in the United States of America, presently at 26.9. Just a few months ago, it was 28.4. We know that Americans struggling with poverty face challenges in accessing quality health care, including thousands of Philadelphians. This wellness center will give residents right here in Strawberry Mansion access to affordable health care and a healthier lifestyle. That's why investments in facilities like this are so critically important. But as important, and you know I believe in public-private partnerships, you know that government does still have a fundamental responsibility to our people and to support them and look after them. As much as we appreciate all of the philanthropy and all of the corporate partnership and tax credits and all of those kinds of things, the government still has a vital role to play. And so whether it's investing in our children's education, whether it's expanding access to health care, these are still the fundamental responsibilities of government as we know it, at least here in the United States of America. This is just phase one of the project. Sister Mary alluded to a second phase. The City of Philadelphia is also investing in the neighborhood in other ways and working to revitalize it. Phase two of this project on this very site is a new $3 million facility for the Martin Luther King Older Adult Center, which will be adjacent to the building that we're talking about today. This new home for the Older Adult Center would not have been possible, let me repeat that, would not have been possible without the support and leadership of your district council person, our city council president, Council President Darrell Clark. You made that happen. And it wasn't just because he said he liked to see it happen. He put money into it, money. You know that thing we don't have a lot of, but he had some and dedicated it to this particular site, and we have a need. Council President Clark worked with Deputy Mayor DeBaradinis and First Deputy Commissioner Slauson and the whole Parks and Rec system to support the relocation of the Older Adult Center, which is currently at the MLK Rec Center. Joining the MLK Older Adult Center with the Wellness Center will provide better access to health care services for our seniors. Our seniors, an incredibly precious resource to all of us. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be here but for the love and support of my grandmother, who I grew up with, who helped me to understand what life is all about. And when we connect our seniors, our more senior Philadelphians, and if you live long enough, you'll get there, but when we connect them with our young people to help them understand that some of the lessons of old, you know, some of those old things that we used to do, they're still right on time, and they can learn a lot from our seniors. These projects are just two of the great things going on in the Strawberry Mansion community. You may have seen just yesterday in the Philadelphia Daily News highlights about the successful efforts of our principal, Linda Wayman, federal prosecutor Robert Reed, and the Philly Rising Initiative in revitalizing Strawberry Mansion High School, whose team, fielding a football team for the first time, I understand, in 40 years, won the Public League championship. Give it up for Strawberry Mansion. But that's not the only thing that they're doing, and we're excited certainly about those young people, but filmmaking and culinary programs also at Strawberry Mansion. This community hung in there. They never gave up on themselves. And we have a responsibility to stand with you each and every day, making these investments, helping a community to grow and to thrive right here in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. I can think of no better way to demonstrate that than this public-private partnership with a wellness center and a brand-new older adult center right here in the heart of North Philadelphia. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.